You telling me that you built a time machine out of a DeLorean?
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Black and Red Builds channel. Glad to have you here. Today is a big day because finally, after months and months of waiting, we have all of box 10, stages 42 through 46 of the Back to the Future DeLorean time machine. Holy cow, we've been waiting forever to get all the parts for this box. So, I mean, I could have built, but I would have been like, all right, this is box 10. We're missing these parts. And then who knows, you know, if something has to be put on before I can continue on with the next box. So, basically, I've been waiting to get all the parts and pieces for this. Thankfully, FANHOME has finally acknowledged that they've had a problem with staffing and trying to keep up with completing the builds of the people who were subscribed with the old company, and then they took over the models, and they're saying by, I think, August that they should have it all straightened out. Oh man, I hope so, guys. I hope so. Also, before I continue on, I am going to be doing, for any of those who are interested, the FANHOME amazing looking, gigantic Darth Vader. So I can't wait to get the first pack of that. That should be coming pretty soon. Yeah, look at all these boxes back here, guys. This is all Back to the Future DeLorean here. Actually, this one right here is the next pack for RoboCop, so I'll be doing that one soon too. But most of all that is all Back to the Future DeLorean. The last couple of boxes, 15, and I think I have 16 coming, both missing packs. So hopefully by the time I get to those, that'll be straightened out and we'll have them. But anyways, guys, let's quit wasting any more time and let's go ahead and get up top and get this thing open. All right, guys, here is the box 10, stages 42 through 46 of the incredible, most iconic movie car ever built, the Back to the Future DeLorean time machine. So let's go ahead and crack this thing open and see what we got inside. I've added packs into it, so I know what's in there, but let's go ahead and see what we have. All right, let's get the paper out of here. All right, here are all of our packs. Let's get those out, all 5 packs now. And all 5 building magazines. Let's remove those. All right, let's see if we can transport this box out of here. And let's do it. Let's do the old push through the table. I kind of like to push through the table. You ready? 1, 2, 3. Nice. All right, guys, here are all 5 magazines for the build 42 through 46. So let's go ahead and get started with stage 42. All right, here we are with stage 42. Let's get a look into the magazine here. And right off the bat, we got all of our parts here. We're going to be working on, it looks like the time display. We got LED boards and all this stuff right here. We're going to be assembling together. Here are all of our parts going together here. We're going to be attaching these to the center console that we already have. If y'all can remember back that far, it's been months and months, but yes, it's going to look like this when we're done. And let's go ahead and cruise through the rest of the magazine here, playing a little Johnny Be Good. Here we are. And this is what we got. Time controls coming in the next magazine here. All right, let's get going. Okay, guys, here we go. We got 42J, this wire, and 42H, this piece right here. And we're going to push this wire through on the back. We're going to bend the wire so that it's, you know, about even here. And we're going to push each end of that wire through these 2 holes here and here. Right there, those 2 little holes. This is a very tiny, thin wire. So we're just going to push it through those holes. And there's a snug fit through those. And we'll get it through and pull it. Okay, so it looks just like this. Okay, You know, we got 42J, and that is this tape deck here. Some of you kids out there probably never seen one of these. This is a what we used to listen to music on back in the 80s. This is a tape deck. So we're going to go ahead and put 42J on top of that. I'm sorry, 42H on top of 42J. We got a pin here, and then we have the larger screw hole here, and that's going to match up with the two that's already on here. Just like that. All right, and then we're going to flip that over, and we're going to screw that in from this side with an AP screw. And I'm going to get out my Fantic E1 Max screwdriver here. This is the electric screwdriver I use, and if you guys are interested in it, there'll be a link in the description down below. Let's go ahead and get that AP screw put in. All right, just want to snug that down. Don't want to over tighten it because it is plastic, and you can strip it out pretty easily. It's going to look just like that. Hey guys, now we have these two 42F. These are the knobs that go on the front of the radio. And we're going to take it this way. And we have the holes here on the front, left and right, where those knobs go into. And we're just going to put them on there and push them in. I don't think they go any specific direction. Just put the long pin in and push it into the hole. There's one. Here's the other one in. All right, just like that. There they are. Yeah, now we have 42A, this piece here, and we're going to be connecting that onto the top of it. All right, with this open side facing the front, just like the front of the radio, we're just going to take these two screw pins here and push them into those two holes like that. And then we're going to flip that over, and we're going to attach that with two more AP screws right down there in the bottom. All right, there we go. Screws are all the way in. Gonna look just like that. And now we have 42F, and that's this little compass that sets on there. There you go. And it only goes on the top of this one way. It's kind of keyed. You look at it, you can see right here, it's got a little thing that sticks out one side of the circle, and it's gonna match the hole here on the top. See how it's keyed there? So we're just gonna put it in that same direction. Okay, just sit it in there like that, and then we're going to flip it over, and we're going to screw that in with an AP screw. So right down there in the bottom, we got another little hole where we're going to screw another AP screw in to hold that compass on. There we go. And that's going to look just like that. Now we got 42D and 42I. 42D is the piece that has all the dates and everything on it. Right there, you can see this side. All right, and we have and 42I is the LED board that's going to light all of that up. So holding it this way and turning this one around this way, we have this tab on the back right here, and that's going to push through the hole right here on this LED board. So we're just going to push that through this direction like that, and then and it's going to look just like that with that little tab pushed through it. Okay, all right, now we're going to take our assembly that we've just put together, and we're going to be attaching that to it. So we're going to take it this way, and we're going to flip this over upside down like this. And we're going to push this in, and this little tab's going to line up over this screw hole right there. We need the wire coming out the side here, like that. So we're going to set it over like this, and then we're going to go in here and screw that in with an AP screw. There we go, just like that. Okay, now we got 42B and 42C, and this is the little keypad. And we're going to take it this way, and we're going to be attaching 42C to it. We have a large screw hole and then a pin, and they're going to fit into these two holes right here. So we're just going to put it on just like that, and then we're going to attach it with another AP screw through this top right here. So let's go ahead and get that loaded up. Okay, it's going to look just like that. And we're going to get our time assembly here again, and we're going to be putting this on. I'm going to flip it around this way, and we're going to line these two screw holes up on those two pegs in there, and kind of catch that light inside there and push it up so that it's holding it. So you want to make sure you have this wire running around when you put this on, and it's going to come through this hole right here. So again, let's push it up against that light board to hold it up to the display. There we go, like that. And then we're going to screw that in with 2 BP screws. All right, it's going to look just like this, guys. Wire hanging out. Look at that. Kind of cool. Hey guys, we're going to bring our center console out now that we've already got, well, partially together, I guess. Got that stick shift there. All right, now we're going to take the wire that comes out of the assembly we just built, and it's going to run through this hole right here in the top of the middle console. We're just going to push that through there like that, run it all the way through. And then these 2 pegs here are going to go into those 2 holes like that. Now we're going to flip this over and we're going to screw that in here and here with 2 BP screws. All right, there we go. It's nice and firm on there. Got the wire running out the bottom. Okay guys, that's the end of stage 42. Let's go ahead and move on to stage 43. All right, here we are with stage 43. Let's get a look in here at our parts. Of course, we're still working on all the stuff that goes on the center console. This is going to be the time circuit we're working on here. Going to put that all together here and be attaching it again to the center console. And when we get done, we're going to look just like this. Look more through here. This is part of Back to the Future 2 here, where he's trying to get the almanac back. All right, let's go ahead and let's get started. Okay, we got 43F and 43C, these 2 pieces here, and we're going to be joining those together. We got the large screw hole pin here, and then we have a positioning pin, and they're going to fit into these 2 holes here. It only really goes in one way. And turn it over, and we're going to secure that in from underneath with 1 AP screw. There we go, just like that. Screw it in. Here now I got 43G, this transparent piece here that goes over the top of this. We're going to spin it around this direction with the this little nodule facing this way, and just slide that over the top, inserting these pins. There's 2 pins on here. You can't really hardly see them. Into the corresponding holes on here. So we're just going to slide that over and get those pins pushed in. All right. I mean, it stays on, but it kind of pops off. I might put a little glue on that just to hold that on there. A little dab on each little tab there. Put it back on. Hopefully that doesn't frost up anything. Just let that sit for a minute. All right, guys, it's going to look just like that. Okay, now we got 43E, this handle here, and we're going to be pushing that into that hole right there. We just have this long peg here of the handle, and it's going to go into that hole. I don't think it needs to go in any specific way, but it kind of shows it turned a little this direction, so I'm going to do that and see if I can get that pushed all the way in. There you go, just like that. You know, we got 43D, has this reset button here. And we're going to be putting that on. And just going to try to keep the wording kind of straight. And I think since it faces the driver, I'm going to put the wording kind of this direction. I'm going to try to turn it so that it's like facing the same way as those buttons, just like that. I think that looks pretty good. Just make sure it's pushed all the way down in there. All right, just like that. Okay, now we got 43B, this piece here, and we got 43A, and that is this LED board here, and it's got these pins on it. Now we're going to attach these together. We're going to take 43B. The largest width from these tabs to the top is going to be facing upwards. All right. As you can see, these tabs are closer to the bottom than this side. This side's the larger width over here, and this side's the narrow width between the tabs and the edge. And you want that facing down. And we're going to put these little screw pegs here into the holes on this board, the back of the board, like this. Or at least put them up to it, like that. And then we're going to flip it around this way, and we're going to screw it in with 2 AP screws here and here. Of course, you want to be careful here, guys, because you're screwing into a board, a circuit board. You don't want to crack anything. Like that. And these guys are buttons as you push them. Here and click. So these buttons click in and out. All right, now we're going to bring this piece back here over again. And we're going to be fitting this underneath. So we're going to slide this in right here. And then these two tabs are going to go over those two pegs with the holes in them there that we're going to screw into. So let's just slide that in and put those over those holes. Just like that. All right, and then we're going to screw these in here and here with two more AP screws. Okay, should look just like this. All right, now we have this number piece here that's going to slide over these buttons that are here. And this thing's made out of metal. You think it's to be plastic, but that's metal. But anyways, it's got a double-sided tape sticky side here. We're going to peel that off and stick it on. Just like that. So we still got our double-sided tape on there. You can see it right there. Okay, now we're going to slide this over these buttons on the time circuit. Get it lined up over those holes and push it down on. Lined up properly. And we want to press that firmly on there. Make sure this tape is on. I'm going to push these buttons. Make sure they're all still clicking, and they are. It's going to look just like that. You guys, I know that in this section of the build, there are a lot of aftermarket parts to make this look even better. And I've thought about it, and I'll talk about this a little more later, but I really like to build these models the way the company meant them to be built, so that you can see what you're going to get if you build this model just straight from the box like they intended it to be. So I'll talk about that a little bit more later, but let's go ahead and keep going. Okay guys, we're going to bring our center console back out. We're going to attach our time circuit to it. So it's going to go this way. The handle faces towards the dash or towards the date and time circuitry up here. And we're just going to pass this ribbon connector here right through this slot, just like that. And then we're going to line the these holes up here with the screw holes on there. Let's get it pushed in properly. Okay, it's going to sit on just like that. And then we're going to flip it over. And underneath here, we have two screw holes, and we're going to attach that on there with two FP screws. All right, it's nice and snug on there now. You can see there, and screwed in securely underneath. Okay. You know, we have 43H, this nice golden piece here. It's got the high voltage notification there on it. Looks nice. And that's going to be attaching on here, right here on the end of this. As you can see, there's a little tab here, and then you got your screw holes, and that's going to match up with this tab and the holes. So just line those up and put it on. Then we're going to flip it over again, and we're going to screw it in here and here with two more of those FP screws. And there we go, guys. Nice and firmly screwed in. And that's how it's going to look on the top. It's super nice, loving it. Guys, that's the end of stage 43. Let's go ahead and move on to stage 44. All right, here's the magazine for 44. Let's flip right onto our parts here. Looks like we're going to be working on the dash here, which is pretty cool. And here's our parts. Only 3 parts it looks like, and a few screws. And we're going to be attaching the pieces onto the dashboard here. And when we get done, we're going to look just like this. Screws on through the magazine here. A good picture of Michael J. Fox there. Here he is with a gun pointing at this slacker. All right. Here's our parts for the next. Looks like we're going to be still working on the dashboard. Let's get going. Okay, guys, here we are. We have part 44A, the main dashboard here, and 44B. We're going to be attaching that right here. This is part, it looks like part of the main console here, or the gauges. We're just going to line that up. We have these 2 tabs. It's going to line up on these 2 pegs here with the holes. And we're just going to set that on so that it lines up nicely with the rest of the dashboard there like that. And we're going to flip this over. Here and here we have our screw holes and 2 FP screws, and we're going to attach that together. All right, there we go, guys. It's screwed all the way down. Nice and snug on there. Okay, now we have 43C. That's this piece here. It looks kind of like the glove box. And we're going to do the same thing on this side. We got our 2 tabs. This hole here is going to face out towards the side. And I believe our wiring is going to run through that here later. And then these 2 tabs are going to go over these 2 holes. So let's just line those up just like that. Flip it over, and you guessed it, 2 more FP screws here and here. All right, and again, we got that nice and snug down on there. Just like that. Nice. So there wasn't a lot to do in this section here, so that's the end of stage 44. Let's go ahead and move on to stage 45. All right, guys, here's the magazine for stage 45. Let's get to our parts here. So cool looking, isn't it? I love this car. All right, we're going to be continuing on here. It looks like we're going to be working on the LED panel and for the gauges. So we got some LED lights and wiring here with these parts. And a few screws. And this is what we're going to be doing here, putting those on. And when we get done, we're going to look like this. Right on through the rest of the magazine here. All right, and here's the parts we're going to be doing in the next stage, more of the dashboard. Let's get started. Okay, guys, we have 45C and 45D. This is that dash piece that will house the gauges and things in it. It's already got this piece mounted to it with the wiring coming out of it. So we're going to be mounting 45D on top, and we're just going to line up the holes here. They only really go one way. There's a lining peg here that's closer to this hole. So that's the way it's going to go. So let's just line that up and push it on. Just like that. Then we're going to flip it over, and from underneath, we're going to screw it in here and here.
That's what she said.
With 2 AP screws. All right, it's going to look just like that. Okay, we have our LED light board here. This is 45B, and we're going to be putting that into this dash piece here. Yeah, that's going to slide right down in here. There's a couple of slots on each side there and on this side. And this is just going to slot into that. So let's just line that up and push it in with the lights facing outwards. Okay, it's going to look like this. Okay, now we're going to get our dash back out. And we're going to slide this onto the dash. The wires here are going to feed through this square hole here. This is basically just going to go the way it's shaped here. And then these 2 screw holes here are going to match up with the 2 that's on here. So let's go ahead and get these 2 underneath wires fed through that hole. Try not to break those wires off. And let's get this in and get it lined up. All right, like that. Make sure the wire is not over. There we go. Look through the hole there. My wire was sitting right underneath that screw hole. You don't want to screw into that. Make sure that's out of the way. Okay, now we're going to screw this in here and here with 2 FP screws. So let's get those going. All right, guys, it's going to look just like that. Okay, now we have 45E, this little attaching tab here. We're going to flip this over. So we're going to run these 2 cables here, these 2 wires between these 2 holes like this. All right, and then we're going to attach that down with that little holding bracket that I just had here. And it's got a pin on one side and a hole on the other. We're just going to put the pin towards the back here. And then we're going to screw it in on the other side here with an AP screw. There we go. And that's got those wires locked down there. Nice and secure. And now we got 45A, and that's the instrument panel here. And we're going to be popping this into the front here. We're just going to put it in there and push that in. I guess it just fits in by friction. Push all the way in like that. Yeah, it's not coming out. It's going to look just like that. Yeah, that's all there is to do on stage 45. Let's go ahead and move on to stage 46. All right, here's stage 46. Let's take a look at our parts for this one. And again, of course, we're still working on the dash. We got some more LED lights and things going on. Dashboard display, casing, all that. I'll be putting it all together here and attaching it to the dashboard, it looks like. And when we get done, we're going to have this. And this looks like it's pretty much the completed dash itself without all the wiring that's going to go on it. So let's look through the rest here. It's a flying DeLorean. All right, here's our parts coming up in, it's going to be coming in box 11. We're going to be working on the steering, it looks like. So let's get going. Okay, guys, we have our dashboard and we have 46A. That's this piece right here with the red things on the top there. They look like some kind of solenoids. So once again, we have our main pin here where the screw is going to go in, and we have a kind of a locating pin on the side. So you can only go in one way. It's going to go right here on the dash. So just line those holes up, push them in like that. And then we're going to flip that over. And on the bottom, you're going to see one hole right here. And that's where we're going to be putting our BP screw to hold that in. There you go. Nice and snug in there. It's going to look just like that. And then we have 46B and 46C. And this is some more gauges here, as you can see. And we're going to be attaching these together. So we have our two tabs here, these clear tabs that the screw is going to go through, and then the two screw holes here. So we're just going to line those up over the top of those and push that on. And we're going to screw that in here and here with two AP screws. Nice and secured now. It's going to look just like that. All right, now we got 46D, and this is our light board here. And we're going to insert that behind this panel here. And there's a little slot you can see in there. You can see it on the sides. And then across the bottom, there's a line you can see where it slots in, and right here. So the lights are going to face towards the instrument panel with the wire coming out of the back. And we're just going to slot that into that those slots there. Just line them up and push it in. And then just push it all the way down on there. It's nice and firm in there. It's not coming out. You can see there. Okay, now we're going to get our dashboard back out. And this piece we just put together is going to go right here. And we're just going to take that wire and we're going to slide it through that slot like that. And with the instruments, of course, facing forward, we're going to just lower this down onto those two screw holes here and here. Should just match right up. You just get that firmly pushed down in there. All right, and then we're going to attach it here and here with two BP screws. All right, it's going to look like that. Okay, now we're going to connect this wire to the short yellow and white wire that's coming out of the instrument gauge. So you want to line them up. Make sure you got the pins on the right side, and just push that together. Just like that. Yeah, now we got a 46E. This is another wire holding bracket here. So we're going to run this wire between these two holes like we did on the other side. And we're going to put this bracket on and screw that in with another AP screw. So man, that was kind of tedious to get that on there. Trying to get that in there and get that screw in, a little bit tedious. Anyways, we got it, guys. It's going to look just like that. All right. Okay, guys, so that is the end of stage 46 and the end of box 10. Finally, after all this time. So let's go ahead and let's get back to the main camera. Okay, guys, we are all done with box 10, stages 42 through 46. Yeah, 46. And yeah, it's really coming along, man. I really like the look of all of this. Here's the dash that we got going here. There we go. Got all the instrumentation on there. Can't wait to see how this looks lit up. And we have the center console with all the pieces on there. There we are. Got all these switches. Let's see what all those do. Okay, like I was saying in the build, I'm at the point here where there's a lot of aftermarket parts that you can get carpeting and upgrades on some of this stuff. So I've been trying to decide on whether to do that or to just build it the way FANHOME, or the way it is originally meant to be built. So that's what I generally do. I don't normally alter things that I'm building, because I want y'all to see what it's going to look like if you purchase this for the price that you're paying for, which is a good amount of money, and how this is going to come out in the end, the way they meant it to look. So that's the way I'm going to build it. I'm not going to add anything extra to it. I'm not going to get the aftermarket parts and put on here while I'm building it. Later down the road, I might want to change some pieces out. I should be able to take pieces apart and add those parts if I want to. It might be kind of a pain in the butt to do that, but we'll see. Or I might just leave it like it is. You know, it's not like something I'm going to be pulling out and looking at real close a lot. It's going to be, you know, on a shelf with all my other models, you know, so that I can admire as I walk in, look at them. You know, I often come over here and I look at my different models and you know, because I like them. It's what brings me joy. One of the things that brings me joy anyways in life. So I'm going to build them the way they are meant to be built from FANHOME. And there's plenty of other channels like World of Wayne, who's built these before, that does all the aftermarket parts on them and things. So you can always check those out if that's something you're interested in. So again, I'm going to be just building these straight right out of the box, the way they show them to be built. So anyways, guys, I hope you guys are enjoying this, man. I can't wait. These are really looking pretty cool to me, the way they are. So if you guys are interested in building any of the FANHOME models, I will leave links in the description down below. And so that is it for today's video. Don't forget, I am trying to get to 10,000 subscribers right now. I am at close to 1,300 subscribers. When I get to 10,000, I will be giving away this big, cool Lego C-3PO kit right here. I just built one recently on the channel. I'll leave a video link to that right up here so you guys can check that out. But go ahead and hit that subscribe button, guys, because when I get to 10,000, I'll give this away to one of my subscribers. So that's going to be fun. I can't wait to be able to give that away. So if you guys like these kind of videos, these big, large-scale models, or any of the other videos I do, make sure you give it a big old thumbs up. Stroll over there and kick that subscribe button. It helps the channel out immensely. And I'll see you next time. I'm Chewysolo, and this is Black and Red Builds. See ya.
Woo! Now that is a whole lot of fun right there.